Trump's border speech. That was really awesome. I think he laid out a good deal. I've been doing research with the stuff for my next video that I'm gonna do, the next information video, and it's on the border wall. And I've been looking a lot at Border Patrol, and I had no idea how undermanned they were. And I was looking at one video, and one guy was like, yeah, I have to cover like 75 miles. I think it was like 75 miles of line, like by myself. I was like, are you kidding me? And then one person was like, yeah, like if I see a bunch of people, sneaking across the border, they're gonna outnumber me. So sometimes it's just worth it for me to let them go, because I'm outnumbered. And there's one part in Arizona where the border just like, there's a fence and it just like ends. They can just walk right in. I was like, whoa, I had no idea like how I mean, I knew it was bad, but geez. So it really is a crisis. And then I saw another video where the residents of this town in Arizona was talking about how they all have to be armed to protect themselves. They're constantly getting robbed, and their livestock is being, messed with or stolen because a lot of the criminal legal immigrants that come in. So I think he laid out a really good deal, which was like not to build a wall, not to build a border across the whole, or not to build a wall across the whole border, but build stronger enforcements of areas that needed it. And he was talking about the Rio Grande River, is a natural border between that, and I think that would be good, because it looks like they're just going to reinforce the places that need it with like larger, with more barrier, and then it's not going to cut into the people that need. I've seen like now this videos and Vice videos being like, oh, Trump's going to build a wall right through my home, so it doesn't look like it's going to affect these people. If they're just going to reinforce the parts that need enforcing, or they need a border, which is good. And then he also said that he's asking for money to help speed up the backlog. He said they have 900 backlog of 900,000 cases that need to be heard, almost 1 million cases. That's crazy. And then what else did he say? That he's going to do like a 3-year extension for people that are DACA, to kind of, they're going to work on another bill to kind of get the situation straightened out for people, I guess, that are here that mean this country well. So, I mean, I think that's a good compromise. I think it's a good deal. I don't know like what's going to happen. I mean, I'm pretty convinced that it's at least Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are like 99.999% demons from hell. But if they don't take this, they're like 100% for sure, because I don't see what's wrong with this. It's like they just don't want him to win. And of course, we know that's what it is, because you can find videos of them saying that they supported border security and a barrier, way back in the day. And now, they just don't want to do it because it's him. And because it's going to mess up their base of new Latino voters, since black people are starting to wake up to this whole, Democratic plantation thing. So I can't use the legal votes. So next step would be to get a national voting ID in place, and, to deport all these illegal criminal aliens that are here. And then, I think, make the people... I mean, I think the left is so extreme, and they're in a state of like fight or flight, like constantly. So they're probably thinking that people are going to be dragged from their houses, kicking and screaming. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think that, they need to start finding a lot of places that hire illegal immigrants over qualified American immigrants. And I think that they need to, I don't think that they're going to kick people out, but, they shouldn't be getting like welfare benefits. We shouldn't be paying for them. They're going to have to wait in line, and they have to be vetted to see if they mean this country well, because there are a lot of people here that don't like Americans and they want to blow shit up. you know. They want to kill people, they want to reconquer the land, and that needs to be figured out as well. Like, who is here, who means well, who's here for just a better life, or who is here to stir stuff up, because that's another like side of the story that's not being told in this, like, open borders, let us in, let us all love each other, by, you know, people that have the mindset that go to dangerous countries and ignore government warnings and get killed because they're trying to prove to the world that there is no evil, that evil doesn't exist. So for those people, I mean, sad for them and their families, but at the same time, like, this is the mindset that a lot of people have that just don't want any walls and any borders stuff. Maybe not in my lifetime, but there's a whole lot of generational mess that people have to figure out. We have to figure out culturally. We have to let some generations, we have to let a lot of stuff die down, a lot of anger, a lot of hate that people have toward this country to die down through generations before we can just, you know, this goes everywhere around the world, because different, you know, parts of the world, neighbors, you know, countries' neighbors have rivalries with each other because of the history of wars and everything that's gone on. So you can't just let people walk into your country without seeing what they're about. Like, just like you wouldn't let anybody just walk up in your house. So to me, it's just common sense. But I don't know. So we'll see. So I want to know what you guys think about the speech, or thought about the speech, in the comments. I know there are people that are going to be just like, I don't like his tie. I didn't like Trump's tie. Like, they're going to think of something. I don't like the way he squints when he looks at the camera. He does look kind of funny, because it looks like he has no eyes when he's, like, being really serious and he's, like, looking at the camera like that. It looks like he has no eyes. Kind of makes me laugh. But it's so funny. Also, I came across this, I think I'll put that in the links too, just for your enjoyment. But I came across this video of all the cameos that Trump did, like in the 80s, of like he was in different movies, and in the 80s and 90s. It was more like the 90s, I think. He was on like all these TV shows and movies and stuff, and everybody loved him. And even like, you know, when somebody comes on a sitcom and the audience recognizes him, the audience claps and they're like, woo! Like, they did that for like Donald Trump. And I was just like, wow, man, it's so funny. Like, that's why when people are just like, oh, he was racist, you know, there's tons of pictures of him partying up with rappers. And I'm just like, they didn't figure out he was a white supremacist then. They're really stupid, okay? So, anyway, he was a really, for those of you guys that aren't American and you don't know, and you're not old enough to remember, he was actually a very adored and loved and respected person until he ran for president. So that's something else that, you know, mainstream media, or that's something that you should know. It's another layer of how you're being lied to about what a horrible, evil, racist person Donald Trump is. You know, I saw this, this video, and it was great to see all the comments below. It was like 64 likes and like 800 dislikes, something like that. But basically, you know, somebody talking about his immigration policies, and she goes, it's because of racism. I'm like, no, it's not because of racism. It's because of, like, you know, border security and border patrol agents being murdered, and, you know, rape trees and women getting raped here, and the whole, you know, child trafficking and drug smuggling and cartel control, and, you know, how it's draining our system. I mean, there are different layers to this. It's not just one idea, but I guess that's like the left, that's like the only word they know. They don't have a vocabulary other than the word racism. My car didn't start. It's because of racism. So, you know, like, they can't see beyond that. Being general, of course, and I know it. But anyway, all right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please join my backup channel. It's going to be with all the other social media stuff to join and everything. So, all right, guys, peace, truth, and love. Talk to you later. Bye. Mwah.